simply known as national champions. It's all coming up next on Michigan Wolverines Live. And welcome back to another episode of Michigan Wolverines Live. This is John Diadamo taking you through the show here. You can follow me on X at John Diadamo. It's episode 246, presented by FanDuel, as always. And you can catch us live on Apple, on Spotify, on Amazon, on iHeart, and right now on YouTube. But if you do catch us on audio, leave us a rating, leave us a review. And, of course, the best thing, the easiest thing, the free thing you could do to help bring this show to the masses is hit the like button. It just takes a second. It's free. Subscribe and share this out with a friend. And as someone already did, send us a super chat, become a member for your comment or question to be read on screen. And with that said, let's bring him on. He's celebrating his birthday and celebrated it by going to Lucas Oil to watch the national championship in person. TJ in the house.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's go, boys. What a victory. What a win. What a game. What a game. What a time, bro. Johnny Olden, let's go. Hey. John, let me just say this.
Yeah.
We had some people get upset with us when I brought up it was natty or bust. John, it was natty or bust. And we came in with the natty, boys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we chose natty. That's right.
That's because we knew the quality of the team, bro. Like, honestly, what an amazing team game to watch. Historic. I mean, there are literally a lot of people talking today, John, about best team of all time. Like, we are in that conversation now. Unfortunately, you know, obviously it wasn't a perfect season, but it was damn good, and it was as close to a perfect season as you can get, and we killed everybody.
If you could go back 3 years ago and we're nitpicking, it wasn't a perfect season because we lost to Duke and got jobbed by the refs against Wisconsin. Lost to Purdue. That's 3 loss. Like, can you imagine going back to the 8-24 season? And if you could go back to that and then have a season like this, I feel like everybody would be flipping cartwheels, TJ.
No, I mean, listen, we are in the beginning of something very special. So now we have one national championship, John. Now we gotta get another. And you know, we got a lot to talk about. We're gonna hit on a bunch of this stuff. I'm sure you guys are as hype as I am. We'll talk about I'll talk about my travels. We'll talk about the game. We'll talk about what this means for Michigan basketball and so much more, John.
Can't wait. And of course, Doug, literally the first comment. Happy birthday. So there it is.
Yeah, it is my birthday. Hell of a I'm gonna tell you right now, I had an amazing night last night, man. Like, I cannot even wait to get into it. But yeah, I mean, it's been a great day so far.
Quinn's here. Goats is here. These are all members, y'all. Michigan fan, Michigander, Russell. Everybody's celebrating the national championship, and simply known as national champions. That was my attempt at an intro, but my my audio sources were going in and out. So so hopefully you heard it one of the times. And thank you, Moose, for always supporting and letting people know. Mars here, everybody's here. I don't know this person, Lucifer's Capitan. So thank you for that. And we are gonna briefly touch on hockey here in a little bit. So appreciate that. Real quick, we do have a question, and it does look like Chase did figure it out. So Chase was asking about the memberships, and if you do it on your PC or your laptop as opposed to Apple, sorry, Tim Cook, you will save a little money because our Connor Stallions is $9.99 if you do it on a laptop, a Windows, a PC, etc. And Chase did figure it out there. Thank you, Chase, for becoming a member. Really appreciate you. And in fact, it was a Connor Stallions espionage membership. So joining and guarding the manifesto. Appreciate that. And Austin's here too. What up, boys? Great day to be a Michigan Wolverine. Here we come, 2027.
So shout to Austin. Shout to Austin. I linked up with him and his dad before the game. We had some beers together. Crazy story. So we stayed where we had dinner at this place, Northern Tavern. I think that's what it was called. We met Dusty May's wife's cousin. Now get this shit. So before the game even happens, he's we're talking, whatever. He goes, they're gonna show the Shock the World banner. He's like, I got them to do it. Like, we got the Shock the World banner. They're gonna, if they win tonight, they're gonna have that banner. So just be ready for it. I was like, all right, that's all right, like that's sweet, And then like we won and we saw the banner. I was like, oh shit, man, he wasn't kidding, But he showed us, he showed us how he was related to him or whatever. But it was sweet. I'll say this, again, shout out to Austin. But what a great time. I'm gonna tell you this right now. All right, so as someone who's done this for the first time ever, drove down to Indy, and watched the game, drove back same night. Dude, so worth it. Like it's a 4 hour, like if you're in the Detroit Metro, it's a 4-hour drive. It's a solid ass drive. And the tickets were not crazy. Like when Illinois got bounced out, John, a lot of the tickets dropped below $300, $200. Like
really well, I guess that makes sense. Illinois being right there.
Oh yeah. Well, what's funny is the table next to us, they were Illinois fans. Their parents left, so the one kid had his friends come and take the championship game tickets. So they were like, well, we don't know who we're rooting for tonight. We're like, Michigan, bro, Michigan. But I'm gonna tell you now, the energy in that game, anyone who was there knows what I'm talking about. It was so hype, bro. And it was rowdy, and like the rivals, or not the rivals, but the opposing fans were into it. Our fan, we sat next to me and my guy Alex. We went to the game together. I sat next to somebody who was like a ball of nowhere, bro. Like he knew, he was calling all the plays out, and like it was really enjoyable experience, man. Like we were just having a great time with it. So yeah, I recommend. I'm gonna tell you right now, I think I'm gonna do this going forward. Michigan gets to a Big Ten championship. Anything that's at Lucas Oil Stadium for Michigan that's of a championship caliber thing, I'm going, bro. It's such a good time. Such a good time.
And honestly, drives are fun sometimes. Like 5 hours. That's not too bad.
I love road trips, bro. Like I love road trips. I think they're the best, dude. They're so dope. Just break it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, you got to hit the gas station twice, get your Red Bull, whatever, get your food in between and, keep it moving. But it's a good fucking time, dude.
Yeah. And if you stop by, if you're near a Buc-ee's, highly recommend.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no Buc-ee's. I was hitting them Love's truck stops though. I was pretty satisfied with Love's, but
I know. I mean, you go a little more south, you'll run into one.
I did come across some gas station that didn't have the best restrooms, but we'll keep it moving, John. We'll keep it moving.
Tom also wishing you a happy birthday. Ready for Natty number 2 next weekend. Bro. We are gonna touch on that a little bit. So thank you, Tom. And then so not to be out. So Chase became a member, and now Richard is becoming a member of the Leaders in Best Variety. And Richard also followed it up with Love the Show, Go Blue for Life. So thank you. Man. This is the love we have here, and it's because of all of you that make all this possible. So thank you. So with that said, as teased here, so we are brought to you by FanDuel, and right now Michigan is favored by 1.5 against the Denver Pioneers in the Frozen Four. So this is obviously a little bit of a different situation for basketball because there's a lot less scoring. I'm not much of, I can't profess to be a hockey expert, but I do know that there's not a lot of scoring, right? So Michigan favored by 1.5 is actually pretty substantial with how low that scoring is.
Well, hockey's tough, man. To cover, you need 2 goals. And Denver's a power. It's the one school in college hockey that has more championships than us. So I'm hoping we win this year. We could tie them back up. What fun fact, John? When I
Hmm.
lived in Colorado, I was in walking distance of Denver University's campus. So yeah, I'm actually pretty familiar with this school.
Hmm.
But they know they're good at hockey, by the way. They talk mad shit. They talk mad shit. Although like I'm like, bro, we're the Alabama of hockey. Sit the fuck down. All right? I'm happy you have your national titles. We're right behind you though. But although at the time we were actually ahead of them. Denver's been hot, man. They won it. Didn't they win it last year? Did Denver University win it? Whatever. Regardless, they're a good team. Michigan's got a lot cut out for them, but I think Michigan will get the victory. I'm not so sure. 1.5's a lot, bro. It's tough in hockey.
Yeah.
Hockey's a tough one.
Yeah, maybe it's like they don't necessarily cover, but Michigan pulls it out.
And I just need one goal. That's it. Just get the dub, boys.
1-0 is all you need.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this too. I highly recommend people watch the game this Thursday. Let's go. Let's get another championship. Now this is the Frozen Four. It's the game before the championship, but let's enjoy the ride.
Yeah, a lot of enjoying the ride lately, which is really great. Who's got it better than us? Nobody. That's right. Thank you also to Freedom Services EPC. Quality you can trust, people you can count on, serving all the USA's oil and gas needs. FreedomServicesEPC.com. Check them out. All right, folks, let's get to what you all have been waiting for. Celebrating the first national championship in basketball since 1989. And with a Yaxel Landenberg that, let's face it, was not healthy, others stepped it up. Elliot Cadeau looking like money, just helping the team out. Mara, a lot of that, like these, everybody kind of came together. And it was really, I think it's a testament to Dusty May's coaching that there's not like a LeBron-esque, okay, this person's going to get all the points every single game. It's like one time Cadeau's ahead, one time it's Yaxel, one time it's like each time I see someone else ahead, and I feel like that just shows you Dusty May's coaching. So TJ, you were there, you were in person. I was texting you, and I said, "Hey, is the crowd noise this low just for me,
Yeah,
or is
did.
this?" But apparently, it was rocking. So tell us about how you experienced it live.
Honestly, the energy was through the effing roof, bro. You could feel it. Like now, I'm not gonna lie, I sat up a little higher. I wasn't on the lower level at all. But even so, like our view was still good. And just the energy was, in my opinion, elite. It was one of the best games I've ever been to. Like, and I've been to some pretty good games. But it was, I mean, it felt special. Like you could feel the moment. Like you really could. And the stress and the nervousness because of the way the boys played, it wasn't the cleanest, And then not only that, UConn was just at our heels most of the game. And obviously, we did have our moment where we did start to build a double-digit lead.
Right.
And we did get UConn in foul trouble. But I mean, I'm gonna tell you, like, I am 100% glad I went and got to experience that right now. Like, I'll just tell you that right now. Like, I have zero regrets. Now today's been rough. I'm not gonna lie. Like, my sleep was garbage, but who gives a shit? We won a natty, boys. And yeah, no, it was. I'll tell you right now. I mean, I'm surprised. So I recorded the game. I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm surprised that you felt it. It wasn't like electric, because it was fucking electric in that building, bro.
Well, electric. I thought it was the sound mix, and yeah. There were some people in the group, the one group chat I'm in on Instagram, and they were like, it feels like there's barely any noise. So I'm like, I'm gonna ask TJ, because I don't think that's true. I saw a lot of Michigan fans rolling up to Lucas Oil. It's probably bumping, but they're just not capturing the sound.
I mean, first of all, Lucas Oil is an amazing stadium. I mean, I'll be real. As you know, I'm a Lions fan. It may be better than Ford Field. I'm curious on anyone else's opinion on that. But it's a badass stadium. The way they had it set up for the event itself, dude, it was like I'm telling you, you could feel the moment. Like you could tell, like even before the game too, you could feel the energy build up. Like everybody was ready for it. And then just like walking into that stadium and just seeing the way that it's set up, like the way they had the video boards, the way it was structured, they just did a great job. Like honestly, a 10 out of 10 experience. Like if you ever like, I'll say this right now, if Michigan ever gets to this position again, like we know the Final Four is in Detroit, take your kid. I highly recommend it. It was a great experience.
And I will say this. I was talking about this. Mark Rogers, Voice of College Football, had a show on the main channel last night. I called in, and I was talking about how this is about as close as you could probably ask to, like in 2023 when we beat Nick Saban. Well, now we're beating a guy that literally won 2 out of the last 4 national championships.
Right.
And is known as one of the best, if not the best, in college basketball right now. And to me, it had that same feeling of, holy crap, this isn't like just a random team we're beating. This is a legitimate every year juggernaut. And so the national championship felt earned. It felt earned in a big way, just like when we beat Alabama in football in 23. That felt to me like that was the stamp of approval. For me, that was the big win, right? Because really, yeah. Washington, we felt extremely strong that we were going to beat Washington if we could get there, right? And in this case, it was the actual national championship game itself that we had the Saban-like coach.
You bring up a great point, John. So I found this graphic that kind of piggybacks on what you're saying here. Like, look at the road Michigan had to achieve this national championship. Michigan beat every single top dog. Duke did get their win on us, but it doesn't matter because they didn't survive the dance, John. But listen, we had the strongest strength of schedule. Michigan beat 29 opponents in double digits. They had the most 90-point games in March Madness history consecutively. This team's a juggernaut. It's being considered one of the best teams ever, as it should be. Now, it wasn't a perfect year like we talked about, but it was a great year. And I'm going to tell you right now, it was always natty or bust with these boys. And I'm going to tell you something else, too. The bar has risen on this Okay, the bar is risen, John, and my intent is not to jump ahead, but I think it's related. I want to share something, John.
Yeah.
He may put this out today on Rich Eisen's show. He goes, for all those Michigan fans, they have nothing to worry about. If there's ever a time where we don't feel like we can get it done here, then that's when it's time to go. Otherwise, I think we can be consistent national championship contenders, and I love it at Michigan. Dusty May on the Rich Eisen's show.
Wow.
His contract will be coming, John. But my point is the bar is risen now for this program, and you have Spartans now, and we know this. I'm going to be Rico and Valenti, as much as we give them shit, every Michigan fan would have loved today's show because Rico and Valenti have acknowledged that Michigan has caught up to Michigan State in basketball. Rico and Valenti, as blue bloods, by the way. Like, that's respectable. Bro,
I love that. Michigan beat Michigan State every single. Didn't we sweep them?
Yeah, we did.
On our way to the national championship. Yeah.
Yep. But like, all right, for me, I need one more national title, and I think we could be considered blue bloods. Like, that's my personal opinion, but whatever. But like, end of the day, like, they acknowledge that Michigan boys, we are in a window here. Dusty talked about he wants to coach 25 more years. Now, hopefully, things go absolutely well here. And hopefully those 25 years are at Michigan with multiple titles to come. But I do believe we're in a window of excellence, and the standard is, and as Dusty said in his quote, to consistently contend for national championships. This is now the bar. This is now the standard. This is where it's supposed to be, and that's how it should be. And we are there. So shout out to Michigan. Shout out to the athletic department. Shout out to the donors, because they're going to make sure Dusty has everything he needs to keep this train going, man. And I'm going to tell you right now, I believe we're going to be very good next year. We have there's still a lot of question marks, which we'll get into all of those moving pieces in a little bit. But end of the day, the standard for Michigan basketball is now in the elite category. And that's exciting for me. And I'm sure it's exciting for the rest of the Michigan fan base.
So I will say Dusty May did receive a $200,000 bonus for winning the national championship, but I'm not satisfied with that. I don't think anybody's satisfied with that. No. I think that the 4.6, or I think it's around 4.6 million in base, needs to double at minimum.
Oh, yeah,
I was looking at the Bill Self Kansas contract, and I would like to see a similar $10 million, and then it auto renews every 5 years, so it's essentially a lifetime contract. Get it done now. Ward, I know you said you got it done. Let's see the details. Let's go. Because even though Dusty May said he's not looking at any college basketball jobs, he notably didn't mention the NBA.
Right.
And we really don't want that happening. I don't think there's even a small chance he's going to leave, because honestly, I think he likes recruiting. He likes the portal. He likes building relationships. And I think he sees that he can build a dynasty here, because he's already won a natty in his second year.
Well, I'll say this now. Take this for what it's worth, but the cousin of Dusty May's wife, I forgot his name, so forgive me. We talked about this, and he is a believer that Dusty May is a college coach, not a pro coach. Like, it was his opinion that Dusty's going to stay in college. Now we'll see. Now listen, we'll see though, right? I mean, to be determined. But I was like, all right, well, that's good to hear, because I mean, to me, Dusty does appear to be a college coach. I mean, he doesn't come off to me as an NBA coach, but I will say Dusty's so damn innovative. I could see why NBA teams would be intrigued by, obviously, Dusty May.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. I mean, this is what you're building
for,
we
right? Could play that. We could probably play that sound, John, unless there's music.
It's fine, because it's this guy talking, and it's all good. I just wanted to show the first few seconds because it was beautiful. But fair enough. So this is a question that a lot of people have been asking today: is Michigan has won two major national championships in the last 27 months. A football national championship in January 24 with Jim Harbaugh and company, and now a national championship in basketball for the first time since '89 with Dusty May. After sitting with this, you went last night.
Yeah, man.
You compare the feeling that you had here, to the feeling that we had when Michigan won the national title 27 months ago. What feels better? What do you think are kind of the pros and cons? I'd love to just hear the angles here.
I mean, it is all right. It's an interesting question, but to me, there's a simple answer. But I mean, the reason, but I'll say this: I can respect the question, because, like, I mean, both of them meant a lot. And I'm going to be honest with you. And I told you this before the show, John, I really took in the championship last night. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, it emotionally meant something to me last night. Like, being there, I'm sure, like I was telling you, John, I'm sure that had an effect. But, like, just the whole event, man, even the drive down, like, just the entire drive down, I'm just listening to all of the March Madness, the championship game analysis from, like, ESPN and CBS. And I'm just one video after another, just like trying to learn more and more about UConn as I'm driving down there. I'm hitting these gas stations. I'm running into U of M fans. We're all yelling, "Go Blue." Fucking, hey, you going to the game? Yeah, I'm going. Oh, I'll see you there. You know what I mean? That type of shit, that type of energy. And, like, it's almost, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little culty in a way, because we're just walking by yelling, "Go Blue." We don't even know each other. Anyone who's traveled understands what I'm talking about. And and then I get there, and then it just happens so quick, bro. Like, it's just like you get there, and you have your first drink, you get your food, you have this game, and, like, bro, all the shit that all the rivals talked about, our team backed it up. Our team was so damn undeniable that even the rivals from both fan bases, Ohio State and Michigan State, acknowledge how great we are. Now, they still use that weak ass argument of built or bought, not built, but everyone's been squashing that lately anyways. Everyone knows that's the stupidest argument ever, and it's cope. But to your point, John, is I took a hard right. the football national championship, they both meant a lot
Sure.
because look at what we had to go against for the football. Look at the fucking journey we had to go where they were going after Harbaugh and the team and their back was against the wall. The football one meant more. But damn, the basketball one was like it's like I don't even want to cut it short because it's all like I'm not gonna lie to you, it's special to me, bro. And I think it's special to a lot of fans. Like it matters. It's our first national title since '89. It cements our program as an even stronger program. The football one did mean more, but they're both incredibly special, and I don't take any from any of them.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and
and that's key. They're both like nobody, and that's another important part of this question. They're both incredibly meaningful, right? It's just a question of like because there are elements that are behind both. Like for example, with the basketball
yeah,
national championship, no scandal, just
yeah.
straight up
Well,
straight up
well,
ball, straight
yeah,
up like we're
yeah,
better than you. And there's no excuses, there's no anything. It's Michigan's just straight up beating teams like UConn, Arizona. I mean, the teams that they had to beat to get to this point, it's
right,
notable. The,
right.
the
It's the
absolutely
fact.
whooping Tennessee, for
That's right.
example.
That's right. And I mean it's but like, and I was reading the comments like, oh, you cried like TJ. I mean, like, look, when I say I got emotional, but your boy wasn't crying, but like, bro, like when you see it just meant something, like it was such a big moment, like you're taking in the present, and you're just like, holy shit, like I'm here observing this with so many others, bro. Like it was just intense, and then like we left the stadium, we were actually trying to find a good after party spot. We couldn't find a good one. But
Mm.
as we were walking through the crowd and like the crowd was still amped up, bro, you see the broadcast from TNT, you see like they're outside, you see them on the inside, you have the outside crew. It was just a big moment, bro. Like it was just so the energy was anyone who went to the game will tell you the energy was uh yeah, I don't think you don't like me, bro, but we're good. We're good. We're good. The energy was just fucking elite, bro. Like it was like I got like I know some season ticket holders, and like a lot of you guys are sickos. You really are, because you guys drive from the west side of the state, or you drive from Ohio, and you guys come up every Saturday for every football game, or even basketball. Same thing, because I've met and talked with a lot of you guys, and I respect your love for the team. But like I'm at, I've had these conversations, John, where like I'm at a point in my sports fandom. I'm only after experiences. I'm not after like the random Saturday game, right? Let's just, against Northwestern or whatever. Not that, hey, and all love to those who go, but like if I can go to a championship game, a playoff game, or anything of like playoff championship, or Ohio State Ohio State game would be great. Though experiences, a night game against Oregon would be dope. Something like that. That's what I'm chasing. And like that, and I going to that championship game for sure, bro. Like I'm very satisfied with my decision, even though it wrecked my sleeping cycle.
Yeah. Yeah, and let's be clear. I'm with the 91% who have currently voted the
That
football
football,
nay.
yeah. Well,
And I'm
yeah,
with you because Michigan, I believe Michigan had to go undefeated to just eliminate doubt and silence the haters.
yeah,
Michigan had to beat the greatest football coach of all time
yep,
and then go and whoop Washington in order to make it happen. So, I mean, that
yeah,
was incredibly meaningful. It was cathartic because Michigan had struggled against SEC teams up to that point. Harbaugh was
yes,
notorious for getting to that point and then losing. And then 2023, it changed. Michigan beats Alabama. Michigan beats Washington. And so I'm on team football, but I agree that both are extremely important. I just thought it was a fun question to just like dive in a little bit to both of them. The point is they happened. The point is 27 months. You have two natties in two major sports. So because of that, the question is, what does that mean? What does that mean? Now that Michigan has established itself as a football and now a basketball power, a hockey, I think Michigan needs to win the tournament to if we want to say hockey, like major power, but Frozen Four multiple years is still pretty good, right?
Michigan's a major power. I mean, like Michigan hockey's a major power. They're the Alabama of hockey. It doesn't mean that you win every year, though. And I know we haven't won since the 90s, but there's a reason for that. But we don't got to get into it now. But there's a reason for why that is.
So my question is really, has Michigan now hit a new gear?
Yeah.
As far as the brand, as far as what this could mean for everything related to Michigan winning a lot of stuff. You follow recruiting very heavily.
Yep.
What do you think this means to these players, these football players, these basketball players, when now there's this level of success?
I'm going to be honest. I think Michigan's about to enter a dominance era in all sports. And I know that sounds crazy, but we're doing it right now. The football team's really the one area right now, but we know that's going to get better, and we know the money's there. We know that, so that's going to be fine. Basketball's not going anywhere. Donors are only more incentivized now. Hockey's not going anywhere either because it's just a very strong. The brand is probably undefeatable in hockey. But end of the day, yeah, John, I think Michigan will be. I think Queen Jolene's going to get what she wants. And she wants to compete for national championships. We know this. That's been said. That's been quoted. Well, guess what? We just got one. We're about to compete for another one in hockey. And we're currently in the chase for one in hockey. The women's basketball team had a fight. They made it to the Elite Eight. They got to get their weight up a little bit. They got to add some more talent. And then the football team is going to listen. Year 2's the year for the football team.
Kyle Whittingham and his team, man. I've been watching. You've been watching.
I fully now listen. Year 1 should be a good year. Like no one's saying it won't be, but year 2, I expect them to be very dangerous because they'll know what they need. They can get it in the portal, and they should probably make a run for a title. The Michigan is going to have what it needs to succeed right now, and let me tell you right now, most schools do not. And Michigan has the infrastructure built to a point where a lot of schools are currently chasing. Now, the key too is it's not all about just having the most money because Michigan doesn't have the most money, but we are one of the big spenders. We are one of the whales. It's also, you got to have the right coaches, and we do, John. Like Dusty's the right coach. Like that's a great coach who identifies talent, 100%. Great evaluations, develops them, and then is an elite X and O's coach. I mean, dude, Dan Hurley. When you look back at. You were talking about we essentially ended Nick Saban's career. We did.
Yeah.
Like he coached.
NIL did too.
The Alabama dynasty. Yeah, well, he saw what was coming. The Alabama dynasty, we pretty much put a nail in the coffin. And then we went up against another dynasty, which is the UConn dynasty. And our coaches are some of the best. Kyle Whittingham's the top 10 coach of college basketball. Dusty May is the top 3. And the reason why we're not going to say one is Dan Hurley still earns the right to be the top coach in college basketball, 3 national titles. And then in hockey, Brandon Arado's a top 3 coach, or 3 to 5 coach, I would argue. He's got to get a national championship, though. But the point is we have the coaches. Kim Barnes-Arico, we have the coaches. We just have to keep doing what we're doing. It's built. It's not a surprise that you're seeing these turnarounds in these programs right now. To this elite status, we have what we need to succeed, and I don't see it going away anytime soon.
Yeah, I'd say Michigan needs to match, at minimum, the 2 national championships that Hurley has done to have a case, right? Because he's got one up on us right now in terms of recent memory. So I think there's that. Well, he's had 2. He's had the 23 and he's had the 24.
He has 3.
Natties.
He has 3.
He had 3 Final Fours, but
am I tripping? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because Florida won last year's.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, no, UConn's got 2 on the board, so Michigan. I think Michigan let's see if they can go back to back. UConn did it, and I think Michigan has a better. I'm going to say it. I think Michigan has a better team. If you watched last night, the size mismatch at times was staggering.
Yeah.
Like it was like the 7'2" or 7'3" guy is being guarded is being double covered by these 2 6-foot guys, and it's like he's just playing keep away, and it was kind of funny. It was kind of fun because Michigan had a size advantage big time in some of those matchups.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see how the next team is structured because I'm hoping Dusty, continues, the bigger lineups, but I don't know. I'm curious how he's going to construct this 2026 roster, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Who does he retain? Who is he convinced to stick around? Versus who is going to be very high in the first round of the NBA draft.
You know what I want to hit on though, John? Like back to your question about, you were asking the question you asked prior is the 23 title versus.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just say this as someone who's a fan of both sports and we do content, we cover all of it. The basketball fan base is not even in the same realm as the football fan base. It's not even close, man. And it's kind of sad. I wish, my hope is that the basketball fan base gets a little bit stronger. Like, I really hope our fan base embraces what Dusty's about to build here, because I think our basketball status is about to climb, and I think I think our fan base can be a little better. I really do. Like, I wish we had a more passionate basketball fan base.
Do you think that will change now that?
It will, but it's not gonna. It won't be the level of football. I'm not delusional. Yeah, I'm quite aware. Football will always be king, and that's fine. But when we do basketball content, even our videos, like, they don't get the same views as a football. But it's not even just like our own content. Like, you just see, like, when you go to a game at Chrysler, like it's not the same, right? I mean, and what I mean by that is, like, in the beginning of the season, like, it's not sold out, where the big house is sold out. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. We'll see. I do anticipate that the fan base is going to start getting more into basketball. I just hope that. I just hope we are. I guess that's just like a goal I hope we have as a fan base.
And since Garrison is here, can you admit now, Garrison, that Michigan is a global program as opposed to a regional program? Have we made the case enough now? Because that's where Michigan is. I said it. Global program. That's where fans all over the world, and simply known as national champions.
Hell yeah.
Any final thought? We got a whole bunch of super chats, which we're appreciative of.
It doesn't feel real sometimes, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. It doesn't feel real, bro. So I'm still taking it in. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm still in I'm in the aftershock phase of the championship. I'm still trying to take in as much post analysis of the game, and just we are national champions. And not only that, we do have the rivals respect. Like, we do, even though they want to do the bought not built shit, even their own fan base is going at them, at each other over that, because it is cope. But end of the day, we fucking are at the top of the mountain, and it's great to be here, bro. I'll be real. My mind is on, and I know we're going to talk about it, next year's roster. My mind is on next year's roster. I want to know how this is going to look. Because I'm to be honest, I'm already ready for basketball season. I want us to keep going, dude. I'm going to miss it, but it's all right. We'll be okay.
Well, we know that Dusty May was hitting the phones at 8 a.m. And
I know.
He was locked in. He celebrated for an hour or two.
Did he say 12:01?
Yeah, something like that. I
Yeah,
mean,
1201. When we do
yeah,
recruiting, we'll hit on that, John. We'll talk about that when we go into the recruiting
yeah.
stuff.
He doesn't. Well, he likes it. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I
He
know.
enjoys this.
I know.
So
Yeah, he says he
there
hasn't
you
even
go.
been able to take it in yet.
Well, we're gonna start the super chat train off. If you want to get yours in, now's your chance. As we read these, how about friend of the program, Sharon Lee fans with the 5? All I'm saying is that my super chat prediction was 72-66 leaders and best. Reflecting on the amount of missed threes by both leads me to conclude that it was on target. So yeah, could you imagine if you had woke up yesterday and you were told Michigan was going to make 2 of its 3-point shots and win by 6 points? Would you have believed?
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll tell you this, sitting there watching the game and watching the stats and seeing that we didn't hit 1 3-pointer in the first half. And it was still a close game. We had the lead, actually. I mean, no, but at the same time, you could see UConn they weren't hitting their shots either, though.
Yeah.
Like they were not on. So it wasn't that just goes to show you how good we are. We're so versatile, like we can kill you in different ways. We don't need to make threes to beat you. But yeah, I mean the boys got it done. That's all that matters.
And the free throw battle, Michigan 89% of its free throws. I feel like that was a big difference maker.
Yeah, 25
Michigan
to
was
28.
pretty much automatic on free throws.
Yep.
UConn 75% of theirs. They did okay too, but because they played so physical, UConn did, because they were trying to neutralize us as best as they could to keep the score down. But that's short-lived because you're gonna get fouled, and then you're gonna get fouled a second time, and then eventually you're gonna have a problem, right? And they couldn't sustain that level of physicality because then they were getting fouled left and right, and then Michigan kept making free throws.
Yeah, well, exactly. And that was a big reason we won is because they got in foul trouble. I mean, they had 22 fouls. I was just looking at this. They had 22 to our 13 fouls.
Wow. That's what they felt like they had to do to win. They felt, and they got close to succeeding. Like they wanted to keep the score down, prevent threes, and just put us into the muck. And we played into it for some of it, but we rallied.
That's right, because look, we played UConn's game. So kudos to UConn because they got us to play half court. They got us to slow down. They got us to play their game. But even playing their game, and this is why Dan Hurley said, he basically acknowledged that, we well deserving of the victory. Listen, we still beat them at their game because we were the better team. I mean, it's just what it is. Nobody was going to beat us. It wasn't going to happen. I don't think there was any matchup that we would have lost with the March Madness tournament. I know we lost during the regular season. But I think the team really found itself in March. And plus, here's another thing that's absolutely true. Dusty May is a damn diabolical genius, dude. His ability to scheme and innovate in the matter of weeks is just elite.
It was like he was a chess. We all saw the footage, I'm sure, where he was watching the UConn Illinois game.
Right.
I was at Buffalo Wild Wings picking up my food, and I saw on the TV Dusty May watching UConn before the Arizona game, and I knew 2 things at that point instantly. And this is the first time I'm saying it out loud because I didn't want to jinx us. Right? Number 1, Michigan was whooping Arizona. Number 2, I felt Michigan could beat UConn at that point. It just felt like Dusty was so locked in, and he was watching in real time, in person, in addition to the film, to just get that full picture. And Charles Barkley said, this is exactly what he was defending Dusty right there. Charles Barkley, to his credit, was always defending Michigan when those other assholes were coming at Michigan. Every single time. Because he saw what we were. He saw that Michigan was a legitimate threat to be the national champion. So
Yeah. Um, yeah, I agree with you.
Darshan asking, any news on portal kids for men's basketball?
Yeah, we'll hit on that. We got some names we're gonna throw out there. There's one that's kind of picking up a little steam right now. And there's some rumors with that one, so we'll get into it when we get to the recruiting updates.
Yep, which we will be covering later in the show. Austin, it was definitely electric. The stadium is huge.
It
Yes.
was. And it was.
Football
Like
stadium.
bro, all right, listen, the stadium was huge, but like the way they had it set up, like it was, I don't know, it was great, dude. I had zero complaints. I was satisfied. I wouldn't have changed anything we did. I mean, maybe I wish I would have got there maybe an hour earlier, maybe. That was about it.
So you know all about Ford Field, and that's where it's going to be next year. How do you think that might compare to what you just experienced?
I want to go because I want to compare. I mean, I'll be honest, bro. I was sitting there like, fuck, this might be better than Ford Field. I literally was like, this stadium might be better than Ford Field. It is gorgeous. It's an epic stadium. It's very sweet, well built. It's designed well, just like the way the seats are and it's structured. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty neat too. It's it's my first time there, so I never got to experience it otherwise. So it was just a good time.
Dadoy with the 2. Always great to see Dadoy. Does just need national championship in hockey and then football this coming season. I'm with you. Yeah. Let's make it happen.
All right. So here's where I'm at. I really want a national championship in hockey. It's been too damn long. We are the best program in college hockey, so we need to win national championships. That standard needs to get back also. Like the basketball team, the hockey team, yes. Football team, listen, I think here's what I believe in our football team, and I've said this, and I'm going to ride this all the way to the season unless I change my mind, I guess. The ceiling for this football team is 10 wins. That does mean playoffs. I don't know how far we'll go. We'll see how the team looks when we get there. But the floor is 9 wins, in my opinion. I don't see more than that. I don't think we're going to be better than that.
That's such a tight margin. That's like literally within one game.
That's what I think it is. I don't think we're going to be worse than 9, and I don't think we're going to be better than 10. I think that's where we are. I think that's the sweet spot this year.
See, I guess for me, ceiling and floor is a little bit like I feel like for me, there's got to be a little bit more spacing. So for me,
no, I don't think there is. Yeah,
for me, 11 is the height. The height, because I think we now granted 11 would be very difficult, extremely difficult. The schedule's not easy, and it would take a miracle.
That's why I'm at 10.
It's the ceiling. Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm at 10. Yeah, but go on.
And I think floor would be either 8 or 9, right? Again, absolute floor.
Yeah. So
no lower.
Sure. I mean, look, so we're not far off if you think about it. You went to 8, maybe 11. Like you wanted more room, but because the schedule's what it is, I don't see 11. And on top of that, I just think this team does have some question marks.
Of course.
Although we're going to get into spring camp updates, and let's just say there's some buzz that goes against what I think is a problem. So, and that's a good, like, if true, that's good. But you know, we'll talk about it. We'll see what, you know, you guys can make up your own mind on what you think, what it really means, but we'll get into that. Spring camp updates.
Focal Point Landscaping is saying the same thing that I said on Mark Rogers' Voice of College Football show last night. The similarities of what Dusty May has accomplished in his 2 years and what Curt Cignetti accomplished in his 2 years. Heavy use of portal, obviously, because you're taking over, in Curt Cignetti's case, a 3-win football team. In Dusty May's case, an 8-win, 24-loss basketball team, both pretty down in the dumps, right? And what they did, both of them, incredible. And the upside for us is that Dusty May isn't 60, you know, mid to late 60s. He's 49. He's got 20 years in him.
Well, he said more. Today he said today he wants to coach 25 more years. So he wants to get to 74. He wants to get to 74. I hope he does it at Michigan.
Get it done, Ward.
Like,
Lifetime contract. Let's
yeah,
get it done.
I really want to see what this contract. I want to know the details. I don't know the details of this contract. I don't. But we told you how long though we felt that this would get done. But what makes Dusty and Kurt Signetti similar is this. They're elite at evaluations. They're elite at development. And they're elite at scheming and X's and O's. And that's what makes them great. You know, they're just great they excel in all those areas, you know. They have, I would, obviously Chris is a little bit more old school. I would argue Dusty has a more of a modern blend to him. But end of the day, they are similar coaches in that aspect.
So since this comment was made, we were talking about this behind, and even though it's not a super chat comment, I still wanted to put it up here because I thought it was very,
I did.
It's reminiscent of what some of these Ohio fans are saying, some of these little brother fans are saying. Jason Whitlock apparently is saying nobody will ever remember this team, and our players didn't have a bond because they were portal guys. Absurd. I agree. That is absurd. Why? Because were you expecting, were these people expecting Dusty May to take? He had two guys. Of course he had to hit the portal. Of course he had to bring in his FAU players. Of course he had to bring in other people.
Oh my God. All right. I'm going to go in on this because because it's fucking lunacy. First of all, to say that the team didn't bond means they didn't watch the fucking team. It's the Stephen A. Smith illness where Stephen A. Smith says, man, I'm not sure Michigan can handle all these blows. They if something happens, they fall out of games. You didn't watch. You only watched the Duke game, Stephen A. Smith. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You just have a national platform, and listen, and that's not like a
shot. Go back on your private jet.
Yeah, listen, there's certain takes I like by Stephen A. Smith, but that was a terrible one. This one by Whitlock, absolutely. It's because you didn't watch college basketball. You started watching college basketball 4 weeks ago, Jason Whitlock. And and on top of that shit, if anyone, what are we talking about with portal? Everybody is doing portal. Indiana had over 30, John. Over 30 portal additions. I think it was 35. Something like that. John, Kentucky, when they were winning all those games under Calipari in the 2010s, was spending up to $20 million on their roster, John. We're spending 10.5. Why is it that, and it's getting national attention, John. You hear from national people like Barstool was talking about it today, other national programs. Is Michigan just a bunch of mercenaries? Is it bought, not built? Brother, nobody's not buying. Everybody's fucking buying. Every single school has NIL revenue on top of boosters. SEC has been getting NBA level talent to stay in college. LSU, all of them have gotten one or two kids here and there. Alabama, fucking Georgia with Edwards. This isn't uncommon. This has been going on. That's the other thing that's wild to me, John. People want to talk bought, not built, when it's legal to buy. What about, John, the 30 years prior when we had McDonald's bags and Nick Saban and Urban Meyer giving dirty money handshakes?
Being tossed around.
Why is that not considered bought, not built? Why? And I'm going to tell you why. You want to know why they're singling out us? Because we're so fucking elite, they can't accept it. This basketball team is honestly one of the greatest teams ever. And we talked about this in February, John, that Michigan has the chance to be one of the greatest teams ever. Now, they did take that L to Duke, but Michigan has recovered and had a historic tournament run. But the point is, this team was so elite, John. You're getting these crazy-ass narratives because it's cope, because they cannot accept what it is. Well, I'm going to tell you this. When Dusty comes back next year with another fucking juggernaut, I don't want to hear this shit, because Dusty's not doing anything anyone else isn't doing. Because here's another thing that's wild right now. People want to get on Dusty for tampering. Dusty's not doing anything any other coach is not doing, which is reaching out to agents. They're all doing it.
Right.
And guess what? There's a story that just came out last week about an agent who came to Dusty May and said, "Hey, I'm shopping your player. One of our players, John, I know who it is. I won't say the name. One of our players, but if you think about it really hard, you can figure it out. One of our players, John, has been shopped for over a month to other teams, but yet we want to get upset at Dusty when every coach is doing this. Fan bases and national media who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, they get an outline for today's topics and they just talk without knowledge. Mm-hmm. We're not doing anything any other competition's not doing. It's insane to try and label this team any of those narratives that they're trying to push on us.
Well, I think that there's two different camps here, because on the one hand, you've got the rival haters, and as the prophets have said, if you ain't got haters, you ain't popping. So there's that. But then there's also these people like the Stephen A. Smiths and the Whitlocks, and they're off on their private jet, and they're paid to say outlandish things to get ratings. Let's make no mistake about it. Like the days of Sports Center with Dan Patrick are gone. Right? Like, this is a different era. You can still watch Dan Patrick, and I do all the time.
Me too. I like Dan Patrick.
But that's what I'm talking about. It's a different era now, and we're all embracing it to some extent. But that's like Stephen A. Smith. I don't even know if he watches anything. I think he just gets the main points. And
well, what's crazy about Stephen A. Smith, who, again, I do like some of his takes on things.
Yeah, Rich Eisen
I personally am busy as hell. Right now, who's playing right now? The Wings are playing right now. How can I watch the Wings, John, if I'm doing a show? Stephen A. Smith works from 9 a.m. to 10 at night. The dude don't stop. There's no way he has time to take in all the data. I, with my personal life, don't have all the time in the world to even follow everything with Michigan. There's so much shit with even Michigan alone, let alone every other team in every league. You know what I mean? It's very easy to fall behind, even with Michigan. Shit is breaking daily. Every week there's something that does matter, whether it be recruiting, contracts, or any of the shit. There's always something going on, whether it's football, basketball, hockey, whatever. Most of these people, they don't truly know. They just talk. John.
Okay, let's go to GT. After watching us lose our last 4 championship games last night with an immense relief. Same here. Yes. I was clenched. I was like, oh God, here we go. And just to watch Michigan continue to maintain at least a small lead to the very end, I was like, okay, once we got to a minute, I thought, okay, they can't come back from 7-8 point deficit at this point. I think we got this. I still didn't say it out loud, but a couple seconds later, I put in the group chat. This is game at this point. It's game. Your deficit's too far. And so, immense relief. Great to see so many former coaches and players.
Right.
A lot of people representing.
Well, so that's the other thing too, GT, and that's what I mean. We have an opportunity right now. I do think, you got Fab Five coming around. You got Brandon McCoy committing during the Fab Five's broadcast against Arizona. You see, I think what I see is happening right now with Michigan basketball is I do think the program itself is elevating within Michigan. And I think I'm hoping this is going to bring more fans to watch. I'm hoping we do start to see the history and prestige of this program getting highlighted, because there's a lot like the listen, I do think the Fab Five, although I don't know if I'm gonna watch the broadcast, and I told you like my recording, I did get the end of it, like the last like 15 minutes of the game. Bro, they called out Ward Manuel during the broadcast, John.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. I was listening
Dude,
to some of it.
They talked about how Juwan did not have the NIL support. Thanks, Ward. I think was the comment. I think was the fucking comment. They took a shot at Ward.
They don't give a fuck. They're set. Honestly, they don't care.
Honestly, some of the stuff. All right, here's one thing. I don't know how people are going to take this, and I felt the Fab Five watching that telecast. Listen, they're still hurt, bro. I think there is a wound. It's like when the Detroit Lions did Calvin Johnson dirty, like they had to repair that relationship. I think Michigan needs to make it right with the Fab Five, get their jerseys retired. Well, not all of them. I don't know if you can do all of them. I don't know how you want to do it, but I do think just like Reggie Bush got his fucking Heisman back, I do think it's time to.
It's time.
I think it'd be great for the basketball team because that history does matter. I would like to see the university and the Fab Five bridge that gap. I think it is bridging, by the way. I do think, but I think it's time to I hope it might not be next year because we're going to be doing maybe mid-year they can bring back the banners from the Fab Five. We'll see though.
Yeah, I did watch. So I missed the Ward comment, which is surprising, as I'm all
in the
about
second
that.
half. It's in the second half. It's definitely there. I'll be honest with you. I'm surprised I didn't see people clipping clips from that telecast because they did take some shots at the university.
Yeah, like, that's probably
nothing crazy.
I was probably at B-dubs at that point.
Yeah,
that's probably
nothing
what it was.
crazy. Nothing crazy, but just like you could tell there's still some animosity.
You can feel it.
Yeah, there's still a little, because like here's the reality. They just got together. Like, I'm sure most they kind of themselves fell off from each other. So like they're all reunited and building back themselves as a group. So it's interesting.
Yeah, and of course they're going to stick up for their guy. They're going to stick up for Juwan, and they're going to and look, it's an open secret that Ward did take forever to embrace NIL. And for everybody who's giving Ward his flowers today, like are we going to forget the first 9 years?
Juwan,
I mean, cool.
Dude.
Like
when Juwan Howard had his exit meeting with Ward Manuel, Juwan Howard told Ward Manuel, because he asked him, what is like the biggest, what is wrong? Like, what is the issue? Juwan Howard said he doesn't have the NIL support. Because of that, Ward Manuel, not because of the performance of the 8-24 season, John, but because he brought up NIL, that was what I apparently not the fact that he fucking hit John Sanderson over. Yeah, not that.
Yeah.
That wasn't what
altercations on live television.
Ward was not going to let him go for that, John. Although I will say the fan base and the alumni started to add pressure, which affected that. But because he brought up NIL in his exit meeting, Ward Manuel said, "Okay, we're done." Now, what's funny is a few weeks later, I don't know if it was a few weeks or what the timeline was, but it was relatively close. Ward guarantees NIL to bring Dusty here. Because that's what you need to succeed, And now listen, I'll say this: if Juwan Howard, Dusty's a better coach than Juwan Howard.
Yes,
but I do wonder how Michigan would have handled or fared with Juwan Howard and NIL. But I will say this: I don't think it would. I think we would all know. I think we all acknowledge the culture was not the healthiest. Just like under Sharon Moore, the culture.
I think it would have been a Sharon type situation, not the OnlyFans part. But but I think he could recruit, and if he had NIL, Juwan would have brought in like the best.
Yes,
talent.
He would have.
Without a doubt. But then they would have dropped games they shouldn't have dropped because the culture wouldn't have been as
and he's also not nearly the X and O's. Listen, it did work out. My guy over here, everything worked out. It did.
Yeah.
It actually to be honest, it did work out. Everything has worked out. Losing Juwan, getting Dusty. Losing Sharon, getting Kyle Whittingham. Because things were so Severe with NIL, we get Queen Jolyn. You know what I mean? Like it definitely, everything has in fact worked out. There's nothing at this current juncture, although I mean, I guess you could argue Ward Manuel himself, but there's nothing at this current juncture that is not in a good spot right now.
Now I will say this. I think the chances of Ward going have dropped significantly. I think Ward
you think another natty? You think another natty keeps around?
I feel like the getting a football and basketball natty in 27 months is. I think he's got a pretty strong case. I'm not saying for sure he's staying.
I know,
and I'm no fan. I'm reluctantly saying this.
The son of a bitch is winning, bro. I mean, listen. The brand itself is winning in spite of Ward.
Yeah,
I do believe that. But you know what? We're winning. So like he gets a Teflon vest, bro. He's untouchable. He's on fucking Ward Manuel is a mob boss, bro. Like that dude is untouchable.
It's so great to see our friend Elijah Bowman back with the 5. Breaking news. An unconfirmed men by the names of Brian Pay, Sharon Dorr, Joel Flatt, and Samaj Gordon are responsible for poisoning Elliot Cadeau. Wow. Yeah. That sounds like the plot of some type of B movie that shows at 3 a.m. and it's about how they're all trying to get him.
Well, it didn't work, and it's all right.
Work.
Honestly, the allergy reaction might have made him a better player. You never know.
Like he was the best player in the game. I think.
You know what's funny is I actually felt Yaxel should have won it.
Yeah,
but I understand. Like I understand why Cadeau got it. I just think Yaxel was the glue and the leader.
Yeah, and he was playing on like one leg.
Injured. I know. In 36 minutes.
He still found a way to score points. It took him a while, but he did start to score in that second half.
It 100% sucks. We only get Yaxel for 1 year. Like it fucking sucks.
I know. But I think that's part of the reason he played though as much as he did, because he knew this was it. He can now rehab and get right. He knew this was it. Like he doesn't have another game next week. This is it. So I think that's why he played so much. But he was being told by certain people not to play. Like apparently his
mom and agent, his mom and agent
don't play, and it's like, well, it's the natty, and like I think he boosted his draft stock because he's got a ring. He's got a ring, and he contributed pretty heavily to that ring.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So. Elijah also said in 2023, Michigan sent Nick Saban to a retirement home, so that was the better natty. That was a big one. Sure. That was pretty notable.
It's the 23 natty. I mean, it was just, and it was the biggest fuck you to the rivals because they wanted a loss so bad. They wanted us to lose so they could say, "I told you it was the signs." Shut up. It was the signs you wouldn't have lost, bitch. You changed your signs and you still lost. Enjoy that.
Elijah says,
I was just saying, if it wasn't a 12-team playoff, your 24 natty never would have happened. So get the fuck out of here. Anyways.
Yeah, very true. Elijah, 2023 is better. We got better after all the noise. Yeah, I thought the Michigan versus everybody thing and bet, like it all kind of,
right.
I mean, that team was tight knit. For sure, tight knit. And Elijah, so we call this the Elijah Bowman quadruple threat. This is 4th in a row. Thank you, Elijah. Ward Manuel lifetime contract. Well, some are saying. No, I think Ward needs to give Dusty May a lifetime contract, and then Ward we'll let him stick around. We'll let him stick around maybe.
I mean, how the hell
give Dusty his contract?
Honestly, at this point, fucking Ward Manuel, Mr. Reactive, not proactive, but happens to fall upwards all the damn time. Yeah. Fucking bro, at this point, the athletic department's running so gosh damn well. And like let me ask. All right, how about this? Community, let me know. Where do you think Michigan athletics needs to improve? It can be overall and in terms of athletic department, or individual programs. If you feel like there's an area the individual programs need to improve in, whether it be facility or whether it be um, anything. Because like when I look at all of our programs right now, I can't think of anything that it needs immediate attention. Like they literally have this thing humming, man.
Yeah.
Now, I'm aware of one argument that could be had. Like if you really wanted women's hockey, they have to build an extra facility. That's the only argument, but like I'm not pushing that. I can do with or without women's hockey at Michigan.
Yeah. Let us know what you think we could, here's one from Jordan, more accountability and maturity.
I think they're trying. I think that's the mission though right now. I will say someone made a comment about the baseball program. I'll give you that one. But there's a part of me too. I will be honest. There comes a point where law of diminishing returns in the sense of there's only so many resources, and like, are we really going to try and make the baseball program? Because like to do that, you're competing with the Vanderbilts and the LSU's and the Texas and the A&Ms and the UCLA's, and bro, they take it very serious. It's if Bakich was still here, I'd say why not? Because I think Bakich is on a level of a Dusty May, Kyle Whittingham, just an elite coach for the sport they coach in. I don't know. Baseball is one where I can understand the argument. Softball, though, they do a good job with the women's team.
Yeah, if y'all remember back from the Ward Manual Extension show, when I covered all this, I definitely pointed out the allowing Bakich to go to Clemson. We're talking like going from the Michigan program to the Clemson program and allowing that to happen without more of a fight. That to me was just one of the many reasons why I didn't agree with the extension. But also another, before we get to the super chat, and thank you, Goats, we'll get to in just a second. I think the other thing is, I understand that there are limitations on the admissions stuff that can be done, and I do believe that the Michigan degree should mean something, considering I have a Michigan degree, right? But at the same time, I think let's have some additional transfer portal exceptions.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
When we're competing against other schools that have a lot looser credit.
Yes, they do.
Credit requirements than Michigan has.
They essentially all do. Even North Carolina, who's a pretty good academic school, lessens their academics for athletic transfers. All right, if there is one area for sure, it would be the athletic transfer and the athlete exemption. But because if we were able to like play ball on a portal level, like if we could get juniors and seniors, or like juniors and like seniors who are like mid-year seniors, yeah, it'd be game over. That would really open up a lot of options for us in terms of portal additions.
Yeah,
that we just don't we're not able to go after.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like most of our academic standards. I agree, Goats.
Yeah.
And I have no issue with doing it the Michigan way. My issue is specifically with one subsection of the transfer portal rules that apply to Michigan that don't apply to our competitors. That is what I have a problem with, specifically in particular.
And I do think it's fair to say, even if you are a strong proponent of maintaining academic standards, that when someone transfers from Stanford, those credits probably should transfer.
Yeah.
Stanford
credits should count.
Yeah. Stanford, respectfully speaking, is better than you are.
Right.
Like respectfully, obviously Michigan's a great academic school, but Stanford's the Like it's basically an Ivy League school. But like when you have classes not transferring from there just because Michigan doesn't want to accept them, that's just wild. And that's not the only one. Like there's other schools where like things aren't transferring where they should. And like we get it. Okay, Michigan doesn't want any more than 60 credits to transfer, and then even then though, even if you're under 60, all your credits still might not transfer. Like it's very strict. In my opinion, I believe juniors and seniors should get athletic exemptions at Michigan. That's what I think. I mean, I know there's people who do not think that, and they say, "Well, you didn't go to our school anyway, so it doesn't matter." But why not? It's not going to fuck up your academic numbers. It's not going to, if anything, it's going to actually, quite honestly, in my opinion, it would add more net value added because your athletic brands, which we're seeing right now, are always going to be at the forefront of all national spectating. A lot of casuals. Listen, it's statistically proven that winning sports teams increase applications, increases tuition, increases a lot of shit, exposure, marketing, things that you can't even get. Free publicity, free marketing. The Block M only becomes greater the more it's seen.
Yeah. Just look up, if you don't think there's an issue, look up Miles Hinton and and check out what he went through when he transferred from Stanford to Michigan and what he had to give up.
There was a class there was one specifically where it was really crazy that it didn't transfer from Stanford. Yeah. I mean, it's whatever. Wild. But so to this comment here, because I want to hit on this because I saw someone else comment on my post on Twitter.
The goats and Yost, it seems Dusty is here till his son graduates.
Yeah, but in my opinion, his quote is more than that, and I'll give you an example. So in the post that I shared earlier that had the quote from the Rich Eisen show, he says, for all those Michigan fans, they have nothing to worry about. And then he goes in on, my son's like a sophomore. I got 3 more years here, whatever. But then after he mentions that, he goes, if there's ever a time where we don't feel like we can get it done, then that's when it's time to go. Otherwise, I think we can be consistent national championship contenders, and I love it at Michigan. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility Dusty's here for far longer than when his son is enrolled here. Like, I feel Dusty I think it's potentially possible he's a lifer, but if he's not a lifer, I do anticipate Dusty's more of a long-term guy than of like 4 years and out. I don't think that's Dusty. I really don't. I think he's a college coach. I think he's a college coach.
I think Ward needs to get the $10 million lifetime contract for him. And I think Ward needs to get him chartered flights. Like, the team needs to travel in, like, as any major program in basketball or football travels.
Yep.
So I think whatever Duke and Arizona are doing, then Michigan should too. I'm not advocating for any higher than that, but I'm advocating for parity, because if we're going to be one of the major programs, then we need to act like it. And there are still areas that Michigan has fallen short. And so if those things are cleaned up, I think Dusty will be here for a long time.
See, you know what's funny? I was just thinking, we just won a national championship yesterday, and here we are talking about, like, we got to clean this up, like we got to do.
Yeah.
But that's the sign of excellence, boys.
Yeah.
Because even Dusty, and I'll give you an example. He won a fucking national title, and he's calling portal players at 12:01 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because he's not settling.
He's
the boys don't settle. The boys don't settle. You don't stop. Now, don't be wrong. As fans, let's enjoy this. Appreciate it. I'm going to.
Yeah, Dusty has that mentality just like we do. Dusty was talking about how the shooting, like, the team was struggling to shoot. He's going to be looking to clean that up way before they start playing games again. And he was on the phones right after the win, because think about it. He just won a natty. You now have juice that you didn't have hours prior. You have you have these timelines and these windows for portal. and now you've got a natty. So now you can be like, "Hi, I'm Dusty May. You want to join our team? Hey, check out this ring."
Right.
Any questions?
Exactly. Any questions? Right. Exactly. Any questions? Oh, you want to get drafted in the NBA? Check this out.
Yeah.
Check this out. Check out my first rounders. I'm the new Calipari, bitch. Pass the cookies.
GT is asking, is there any noise around us going after the 7'9" kid?
Not that I know of. I don't know. I've heard nothing on him so far. But don't get me wrong, though. Listen, the portal just opened. We'll get into the names that are being floated around right now. A lot of it's early. I'll say that. A lot of it's feeling out, even though things have been felt out behind the scenes. But now negotiations are taking place. Things are obviously picking up, but we'll get into that when we do the recruiting update.
Speaking of that, we'll knock through these pretty quick. I did want to highlight, we even have the reasonable Buckeyes congratulating Michigan today. So I'll give credit where credit's due on that.
Listen, I've had a lot of Buckeyes actually reach out.
Yeah.
Listen, they don't like us, but a lot of them acknowledge when you do great shit, hats off. I mean, they know.
Yeah,
that.
Doreen. I know Doreen congratulated us and a couple others on Menace today. Congratulated
I've had a few reach out. And as you should, cool. Just listen. I acknowledge their 24 natty. They won that shit fair and square, bastards.
Moose is reminding everybody that you can become a member, so check that out. It's low as $2.99, and we've already had 2 members sign up so far tonight. So who's going to be the third? We'll find out. I finally got to catch a show live. Great job. JB, go Blue. Thanks for being here live.
Yep.
Michigan is the best sports school in college athletics.
I mean, it is. I mean, look, we are the only program in the college football playoff era to have a national championship in football and basketball.
Yeah.
And we're hopefully going to get one in hockey here. So I really I need a hockey. I need it.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to think of an equivalent. Like USC was kind of like this in the past, not in this era, but in the
Florida
past.
had a run.
Florida.
In the early 2000s.
But this is that version of that now. Like Michigan has entered another gear. I do believe that.
Well, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, if there's any rivals watching, this is only the beginning. And this isn't biased bullshit. This is Michigan's literally, they're only ramping up right now. This isn't regressing. And it's not regressing in basketball or football. The money, there's just more money being committed. Like before we even won the Natty, $5 million more was already pledged to the basketball program for next year. That was before the Natty. So who knows what else is coming?
Cash infusion. Elijah, who's more pissed right now? MSU fans who are saying wait until November for basketball season, or ESPN having to write a positive article about the University of Michigan?
Dude, I'm going to say this, though, on some real shit. MSU fans are crashing the fuck out right now.
Yeah, they are.
They are, because they're like, we're supposed to be the basketball school. We are now encroaching on their status as a better basketball school than us.
Yep.
We now have the same amount of national titles. Our window is now trending up. Their window is closing. Izzo's getting older, not better, or not younger, or better, really. He's getting worse. And
you could easily see another D'Antonio situation. Like once D'Antonio left, he got his last bonus and skipped out the door. And then you had Mel Tucker. You remember that? And then you had Jonathan Smith. And then Tuck was coming, and then Tuck was coming, and then Tuck had to exit.
Tuck sure was.
Yeah, I don't know what's in the water.
Tuck coming. Spartans, you dumb Spartans. I feel bad for the Spartans, man. You know what's? I just wish the Spartans. I feel bad for them because they want to blame us instead of looking at their own program. Hold your program to a higher standard. Go after your regions. Go after your school president. Go respectfully, not aggressively or violently. Like, but they need to unify as a fan. I'm not going to tell them how to do it. Enjoy sucking.
Yeah. Don't give them the blueprint.
No, I'm not doing it.
Goats is saying that only one school has multiple Final Four appearances and multiple CFB playoff appearances since 2016. Leaders in best academic and athletic powerhouse.
Yep, it's true. It's true.
Michigan.
Dude, Michigan is the standard of excellence. Always has been. That's why the rivals hate us. They hate us because they ain't us, bro.
Facts. GT is saying Charlie May's agent is shopping him hard after that 3 against Arizona. Look, that was fun to watch. I love that he did that. Do you think he'd transfer away from his dad?
No, especially after Dusty's comments today about because his son's here, he's definitely not leaving. But no, I mean, listen, that kid. Actually, Dusty essentially said he's getting a Michigan education. He's going to get a Michigan degree. So now I'll tell you right now. I'm going to tell. All right, if I was Dusty's kid, I'd get my degree. I'd probably go for a grad degree too, but I would go directly into coaching. Like respectfully, F the workforce. I'm following dad's footsteps and I'm going to learn under him. That's what I would do if I was his son.
Well, Chase Herbstreit is doing not exactly that, but he's doing a version of that because now he has he's starting broadcasting with his own podcast and has a similar type path there.
Now, granted, if you don't love it, you don't love it and it's not for you. But like if you have a dad who's that well established where doors are already open, you don't even need to knock. Yeah, you should probably follow your dad's lead.
At least try it out, right?
Yeah.
Unless it's like diametrically opposed to what you want to do. If it's in the path.
If you're not passionate and you don't care about it and it's not for you, then so be it. But I mean, I know I would. I would love
GT says, I was home teached, so my alma mater has awful athletics. GT's always coming with the good ones. With the 5 here, it's funny to watch fans of the Larry Nassar and Mel Tucker University lecture us on the morality of paying players or any morality at all, because they had a blast when Sharon had his issues. Hello, Mel Tucker, like just a few years prior, Michigan State and Ohio State have no room to stand on.
None of these schools do. Listen, all these schools got some grimy shit at the top. They're not all clean. Like most things, like it's not even just these schools. Like it's just human nature, bro. Like end of the day, like people make poor decisions, and it's not a direct reflection. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can have a bad environment that I guess is a habitant to bad culture, but at the same time, like none of these places are immune. You see it everywhere and everything. So it just sometimes a certain school is, the flag, is the brand that is being represented by some individual. But end of the day, I mean, shit. I mean, look, we know, like some people right now, they want to go on the Lex Wexner shit.
Yeah.
Well, like at the end of the day, like that's out of Garrison's control. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing Garrison can do about
it. He can't get less his buddy. Get him off the Epstein Island.
Garrison's not picking up a phone and making phone calls, bro. Like he's along for the ride, however it goes.
We got some. Oh my gosh! So we've got Idris Singleton has gifted 5 Michigan at Voice of College Football memberships, and I'm going to check right now to see who just got them. So here's who got them. Christ is King got a membership. Dave's Here got a membership. Mike G is a longtime friend of the program from the early days. So Mike G got a free membership. Dennis, Markey, and DG144. All 5 of you, enjoy your membership. All 5 of you will get access to our members-only stream that we'll be doing later this month. Very exciting. Thanks, Idris, for doing that. Really do appreciate that.
Absolutely.
All right. So before we get to our topics, let's just once again thank our friends at Freedom Services EPC. Quality you can trust, people you can count on, serving all the USA's oil and gas needs. Appreciate you. All right. So spring camp is continuing. We're getting closer and closer to the spring game, and I'm very happy to hear that the O-line, for one, really coming together. Apparently, Jake Garnera has really embraced his role as, moving from kind of taking that center position. We all kind of predicted it, but we weren't sure exactly how it's going to look. But apparently, he's been really coming into his own and kind of helping everybody get set. And so apparently, O-line doing very well. But any kind of tidbits you're hearing from camp and what's going on?
Yeah. Well, the Savion Hyder buzz is just getting more and more out of control. I mean, but who knows if it's really out of control? I mean, bro, I'm hearing, oh, he's NFL physically, he's NFL ready. I don't know. I mean, listen, I think I will say I think Savion Hyder is about to crush it this year, but I think we need to be, we're reaching the point of that level of buzz now, right? Like, so like we're talking dual back sets, we're talking Savion Hyder. All right. Did anyone?
Well, I think Jordan Marshall is going to be your Kalel Mullings type. He's going to be your between the tackles, get your 3 yards. I feel like they're going to use Hyder more as a perimeter guy, but that's just based on what I've heard and looked and watched for film so far. But
I'm not entirely sure how they're going to fully utilize Hyder. I mean, I think they're going to use him like an offensive weapon. I've looked at his catching ability. Like, he didn't have crazy numbers in high school, but if they can utilize him in the passing game, like in some form of Jahmyr Gibbs like esque role or a Bijan Rob, like, all right. So here's something. So RJ Young, I know a lot of people don't like RJ Young, but he just put out a video that, and I highly recommend people go check it out. I posted it the other day, but essentially RJ Young was passed some practice film. And essentially, RJ Young's like, oh, Michigan's got one. He's comparing him to Bijan Robinson. Okay.
That's big. That's big praise.
It's one of the greatest running backs to come out of college in a long time, along with Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan are currently arguably the top 2 running backs in the NFL. If there's any Eagles fans, deal with it. Shout out to Saquon Barkley. But the point is, like, the hype is just it's insane right now. Shout out to Minnie. So that's like, I'm now at the point, John, where like we're at the point in camp where I'm trying to like I'm just observing, not overbuying. Like, I don't want to, the way they're making Savion sound is like he's about to be a Heisman contender this year. Like, that's kind of the way it's sounding. I just don't think it's going to be like that. I'm going to allow him to be a freshman. I do think he's going to have a good year, though. But I'm not ready to start saying, well, he's already physically NFL ready. Like, I'm pretty sure the kid.
That's tough coming right in, and it's unfair to him.
Yeah, I'm going to say, the kid's got to develop. I'm sure he's got some development in the physicality region. But at the end of the day, here's the good news. The buzz is great. Everyone who sees Savion Hyder play, jaw-dropping type shit. So we'll see, though. So that's the great news. The other things, if we're going to move on to the next thing, John, unless you had anything on that.
No, go for it.
Fucking Jamie French is starting to now make noise in camp.
I've heard.
And I'm really excited about him. I'm really excited about him. I'm big on Jamie French. I got into an argument with somebody a week or 2 ago. Like, they're like, because I made the comment and I stand by this comment, and I think a lot of people agree with me, and I know some do. This is the best collection of talent that Michigan has had in the wide receiver room since 2017. Prior to that, 2005. It's that good. And with we know what's going on with Marsh. Marsh is balling. We know what's going on with JJ Buchanan. He's doing very well. Jamie French, Celeste Moa, Travis Johnson, all good things. So I've also, by the way, I have personally, and I'll show you this, John. I've had some practice film sent to me. And I'll just say I've seen some things the wide receivers are doing, and it is impressive. So yeah, believe it or not, there are clips of practice that can be had sometimes. But and I'm just learning of this. But anyways, but like, so there's a lot of positivity, a lot of good good reports coming out of camp right now with the wide receivers. And that's kind of where we are there. Defensively, though, John, that's kind of all I have for offense, unless you had anything else. Defensively, though, some interesting things.
Yeah, I mean, I think that what we've heard so far is pretty encouraging on the offense.
Yeah.
French was a late emergence in camp. We weren't hearing about French early on. It's great to hear that he's coming into his stride in this system and in this situation. The chemistry with Bryce is improving. All of that. That's fantastic. But we have consistently heard about Andrew Marsh. We've consistently heard about JJ Buchanan. I would expect both of them to take leaps from what they were last year. Both of them excellent, in my opinion, really, really great first years, right? But now, in this system where it stands, you have an extremely competent staff. They're putting the pieces together. JJ Buchanan is helping the others. So because he already has a year in the system, he's helping Andrew Marsh and the others kind of get up to speed. And I love that he's so selfless in that. That's the Michigan mentality. You're helping your team. It's not just about you, it's about the team. And I think he's going to also produce a lot this upcoming year. So yeah, really exciting stuff on the offense, and maybe for the first time in a while, a real balanced attack. An actual balanced attack. We've heard it. We've heard it promised.
Right.
And we've seen we saw little glimpses of it last year.
Jim Harbaugh.
The Maryland game last year, I was there, and it was a balanced offense in the Maryland game. And I was like, holy shit, Bryce is good. We're going to be in the playoffs. And then we saw what happened. But if that can be consistent, and you're adding in Buchanan, you're adding in French, you're adding in Celeste Moa, you're adding in Browder and Travis Johnson.
I know.
Significantly, I think an improved O-line.
Zach Marshall, who I'm high on. I think Zach Marshall is going to take a step this year. I know Hogan Hanson's going to start, but
Zach Marshall will look good in that Washington game.
They also don't have identical roles either, but I think Zach Marshall is a nice piece. I think he's a very good piece. I'm not expecting him to be a high producer, but I am expecting him to play his role and be productive, right? That's what I think Zach Marshall can be. I think he has dog in him. Honestly, this offense, it all falls on Bryce. The ceiling of this offense is on Bryce's shoulders. If Bryce can get this offense down and really control and command this offense, it's fucking over, dude. They're gonna be really good.
Yeah, for sure. So we want to touch on the defensive side.
Yeah. So, all right. So those who've watched us know, and I've been saying this since January, maybe December, my concern is the front 6, 7 of this offense. Well, let me tell you this. Michigan's feeling pretty good about it. Apparently Trey Pierce is really stepping up right now in camp. There's a feel that he's going to be pretty impactful this year. In the middle, and they think he's going to do a really good job. You have, obviously, those who don't know, last week we've learned of the John Henry Daily news where he'll be back June 1st, so that's good. But on top of this, John, Troy Bowles is really apparently stepping up at the linebacker role, and he's starting to, he's likely going to be manning the middle linebacker position down. And then, we're hearing about Chase Taylor and Nathan Owasu-Boateng, who does need to add a little bit of weight. But apparently the front 6-7 is going very well. And then the other thing that's also interesting to me that I just learned about that I didn't know, which is a shame on me. Do you know who used to be a former defensive line coach who is now on Michigan's staff, who's a fairly important figure?
Go ahead.
Kyle Whittingham.
Oh,
Kyle Whittingham was
fair,
a defensive line coach.
Right.
Was a defensive line coach at Utah. Kyle Whittingham, listen, we have Jim Harding coaching the offensive line. We have Powell and we have Larry Black coaching the defensive line. Kyle Whittingham's a former defensive line coach. Kyle Whittingham is a defensive-minded coach, period. Then you have Jay Hill. You have these elite minds that come from Kyle Whittingham's father. Why am I drawing a blank on his dad's name? I know his dad knows his dad's nickname. Fred Whittingham. Fred Whittingham, who is the archetype of the base defense that is used today, that is famous through BYU. So my point being is, you have the minds and the scientists in the lab, you have developers, and you have talent. There is a confidence out of Ann Arbor that this front 6-7 is not going to be a weakness. Now, I'm only sharing what is the buzz. I'm still concerned over it until I see. Now, don't be wrong, with the John Henry Daly news, that's encouraging for him to be back so quickly from such an injury. But we'll see. Like, this is one of those things where that's the buzz, but let's see. Let's see if it comes to fruition. And if it does, then shit. I mean, then guess what? It's even better than we thought. It's like then we're in an even better position than we thought. And what I mean by that is this coaching staff really can get the most out of these kids, which is exactly what we're hoping for.
Yeah. I do remember that from the David Pollock. I think it was the podcast from a couple of days ago, and he was talking about Fred Whittingham was the D coordinator in the early 90s.
Right.
And then he goes to the NFL and then becomes the linebackers coach for Kyle. And and so they flipped. And so the dynamic, it's very interesting, the dynamic flip there.
Which, John, if you remember what I said about Jay Hill and Alex Whittingham, it's the same thing. What's Alex Whittingham doing?
Well, he was off at the Chiefs.
Yeah, but he's now here coaching linebackers. That's my point is they're following the family tree. That's why, for those who don't know, I've speculated. We'll see if this comes to fruition. We got 5 years to find out. I think Jay Hill's going to be the next head coach at Michigan. I think Alex Whittingham's the next defensive coordinator at Michigan. But we'll see. That's to be determined. Things need to go really well for us. But you see the exact same coaching climb that each, from Fred to Kyle to his own son Alex, they're all taking the same climb. It's the same fucking path. So that's why I don't think it was, like, again, for those who don't know, Alex Whittingham coming here, if it wasn't for the fact that Kyle Whittingham is his dad, a coach of Alex Whittingham's caliber would not be here coaching a positional position. He essentially did a downgrade for a lateral role, right? You're coaching NFL linebackers on a championship caliber team versus linebackers on a college team. But end of the day, but the point is there's a vision, right? And that's the point, right? They know what they're doing. And so that's great. It's encouraging, man. I think I'm curious. I'm interested to see how this comes together, though. I mean, I am very personally, I'm concerned about the front 7, but they feel confident, and if they do, then we're gonna have to, and maybe they're right. End of the day, maybe they're right.
Yeah, I think if Henry Daly comes back at 90% at edge, we're good, because then you go to the secondary. We're getting Rod Moore back. They really like Zeke Berry at nickel, which is interesting, and so Smith Snowden could actually take that CB2 role. The defense is solidifying fairly nicely. They're scoring picks in practice. They're getting those interceptions. If you're listening to the Mic'd Up, there was another pick. They had the cornerbacks coach name is escaping me, but the cornerbacks coach was mic'd up in I think one of the ones from today or yesterday.
Yeah, Guilford,
And
right?
yeah, Jamar, yeah, and he was and they got a pick even in that film. So in that mic'd up stuff. I want to hear some players soon let's hear some players get mic'd up. That'd be my feedback for social. I love it. I love it. But like, remember in the NFL, like Baker Mayfield mic'd up, and like that's always fun. Well, let's get Bryce. Let's have Bryce get mic'd up. Let's have and maybe they've already done it and I missed it, but I'd love to hear some of like the senior players that they don't need as much like hand holding, so they could do something like that and still be locked in. But I love it. It's giving us an insight that we just didn't have as much last year.
No. This is all new. I mean, they're even doing like the social media team is up 10 notches. You're getting familiar with the players, their personality. They're playing like interesting games. Like honestly, it's very similar to what the Lions have. Although I will say it maybe a little more mic'd up sessions. The Lions don't really do that, but no, it's good to see, man. I just wish we had more practice footage.
Yeah, they are doing more of a clip, like a highlight reel type.
There's a lot they don't show, which I mean, yes and no, I understand, but bro, like, come on, give us a. I know, fucking, you're throwing the ball. Like, give us some clips to like Andrew Marsh or,
Yeah, we got a lot of.
I want to see the clip. I want to see the clip. Fucking RJ Young saw of Savion Hyder that made him go crazy.
Yeah, and RJ Young hasn't been exactly a Michigan supporter.
And that's what he says. He says, I'm not a Michigan supporter. So if I'm saying this, you know it's real. You know it's real. I'm serious. Let me see if I can find it. I highly recommend everybody, if I can find this, and I posted it the other day. Everyone go check this out. Because he's not saying it because he's assuming. He's saying it because he's was given a portion of practice film. Right here. I got it right here. Hold on. Shit. All right. Here, I'll just share this. So right here, this post here, where he says, I've seen the tape. Michigan Saver is going to be a problem. He's one of them ones, is what the video clip says. Highly recommend watching this.
Guys, Savion Hyder is going to be a problem.
Whoop.
There's your teaser. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Worth the watch.
That's when you know.
Yeah.
When I'd like to hear Zach Smith. I'd like to hear some of the Buckeyes other than him, but like I feel like it's going to be a consensus. He's going to be a problem.
Well, I'll say this: a lot of Buckeyes I've talked to have acknowledged that, like watching his highlight tape, his high school stuff. Like they're all in agreement. Like he should probably be pretty good. So we'll see, man. Good for us, though.
Yeah, it's very, very, very cool. So any other tidbits on spring camp?
That's the gist of the recent updates. I mean, the DBs are, they're still moving. Smith, Snowden, Zeke Berry, nickel and outside.
Yep.
Jamarion Vincent's coming on. The Rod Moore stuff's interesting in terms of just playing.
Very interesting that he's playing with the ones.
Really hoping for the best there. He could stay healthy. Hopefully his knee responds well.
Yeah, we need him this year, man. We need his experience badly.
He's not playing in the spring game. I could probably guarantee that. But yeah, we'll just have to see, man. I mean, look, where are we? We have 2 more weeks? Shit, bro. Spring game's literally a week and a half.
Mm-hmm. Wow. We're coming up
on
it.
Our year has not ended.
No.
We've gone from the start of football season, and now and then we go into basketball. We got the Big Ten tournament, right? We obviously had our coaching hire. Now we got spring ball, March Madness. We have the Frozen Four.
We had the football season. We had the football season, and then we had Sharon Moorgate.
Yeah.
And who's going to be the head coach? Oh. Then we're covering all of the head coach and staff moves. Then we were covering who's staying and who's going. Then it's like it has been kind of this nonstop, like something's always going on, which Great for
Right.
us, but also,
From
keep in mind that
September-
a lot of other shows for other teams, they're talking about who's going to be the quarterback in September.
Bro,
Like, it's a different world.
We essentially only have 3 off months.
Yeah.
Because August it picks up again. I mean, I guess we have 4. We'll say so. 8 months out of the year, we're busy.
Yeah.
Because we're in everything school, unlike some of these other schools who are posers.
Idris has been a member for 16 whole months. Thank you. That's
What's up, buddy?
That's one of our
Appreciate
longer
it.
members, and
A long time, man.
Long time. And congratulations, boys. Go Blue. Thank you. And thank you for for the gifted memberships earlier too. That was really nice of you. And Cody, another one of our longtime members. Michigan is an everything school. Go Blue, God bless. So there's Cody. So everyone's showing up tonight for the big celebration. Love it. Thank you, everybody. And let's hop over to recruiting and portal news. So I know that you have some things about the portal and even some initial basketball tidbits.
This is going to be largely basketball focused. Ade Mara gone. His stock is so improved. So it's gone up so much that
he's going to get paid.
It does not appear that Michigan's going to be able to retain him. Unfortunately, Merez Johnson's the next question mark. And it's funny because I posted a post today saying Merez Johnson, Trey McKinney, and Elliot Cadeau is kind of the building blocks for the team next year but then you have people saying, oh, Merez isn't going to come back. Well, not so fast, my friend, because Michigan's working very hard right now to retain Merez Johnson back. And Josh Hinsky pointed this out on Twitter, and he made a really good point. There is right now through I believe, let's see. There is a campaign right now to get players, and I should have had this ready. To have players return, let's see if we can find it. And the current players on that list, where the fuck is it? Oh, the Run It Back campaign. Okay, so it's through Champion Circle. It's the Run It Back campaign. I'm going to click on this. Hold on. So essentially, who's in the Run It Back campaign? It's Merez Johnson, Elliot Cadeau, Trey McKinney. Let me see.
It's like the One More Year fund from a couple years ago.
Like a One More Year fund.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I thought there was another player. I don't know. Oh shit, my battery's running low, John. Just a heads up. But essentially, you get the point. That's who they're trying to get back. And now regarding portal additions, as we all want to know, well, there's a big one right now that appears to be, I would argue, picking up a little bit of steam, and it is Aiden Sherrill, the center from Alabama. I will say Spiro's already on this one. He's essentially saying Michigan has been in contact with this individual for a few months now. There are some Alabama I've seen on Twitter saying that there's been a certain school in contact, whatever. Listen, it's an agent game. There's nothing illegal about it. Whether it is or is not us, I don't know. But that is a player that we should at least be aware of. Another player that is a name that we need to know is, and I just lost it, you son of a bitch. Mika Bird, and then Aiden Sherrill, which we just talked about, and then I have another name that I think we need to know about. Oh, now here's an interesting one. The name that everybody wants is John Blackwell. He's the number 1 player in the nation from Wisconsin. Michigan is in conversations with them, but the current status of that is Michigan has a price. So let me just backstory. Yaxel Landenberg was offered more money to go elsewhere, but he chose Michigan. It's one of those situations right now. It's one of those situations where Michigan has a number, and we'll see if Blackwell's willing to, number 1 player in the nation, willing to come to Michigan. Now, I don't know. Now, what I don't know is Michigan willing to budge a little bit more? listen, it's John, negotiations.
Yep.
Sometimes there is a little room to budge, I don't know. I don't have the answer. I do know there's a number. Michigan feels that that's where they want to be. Blackwell's asking for a little bit more. How that turns out to be determined right now. And that's pretty much it in terms of the main names that I'm aware of. But we'll see. It just started. Today's day one. It's going to pick up. And I'm going to tell you, if you remember last year's transfer portal, a lot of names came. But after a week or two, things started to settle. And that's when Michigan started to close.
Look, anybody who was on the fence just got a pretty compelling argument last night.
Yeah.
Anybody who was kind of riding the fence, like this Alabama player, some of these other players, I don't know about. Sometimes with the number one player in the nation, or like a Blackwell, he's going to be offered stupid money. He's going to be offered ridiculous money, and at some point, you've got to honor the roster versus like going all in on one player. I will say that.
Yeah, well, I'll say this. I have zero concern about Dusty May's ability to find. Look, does anyone remember Danny Wolf, where he got him from Yale? Like, dude, and look at how Danny Wolf's playing. Dusty May knows exactly what he's looking for. We're good. Listen, if anyone remembers last recruiting cycle, and I do very vividly, and I'm going to give you my honest reaction over each player. Yaxel Landenberg, no brainer. We knew that was a good one. Elliot Cadeau, I'm going to be honest with you. I am anti point guards who can't shoot threes. Elliot Cadeau was a poor shooter at North Carolina. Michigan developed him into a very good shooter at Michigan. I love having a point guard who can shoot threes. I think you have to make defenses honest. You don't want them to always go in, whatever. All right. And then Ade Mara. Bro, he looked like a wiry kid who needed to build muscle. He was a fucking gazelle. He was a deer on ice, at UCLA. And, look at what they did with him. Rez Johnson, that was another no-brainer, though. I mean, love that pickup, love that addition. That one made complete sense. But Dusty May's, and I remember them getting Danny Wolf, and I liked Danny Wolf, but I didn't realize what Dusty would do with Danny Wolf, right? Like, I didn't realize that Dusty May gets the most out of these kids. He develops them. It fits his system. Listen, end of the day, I have a feeling we're going to be a national championship contender again next year.
I agree. And I think if there's any, look, I think Mara, it's going to be tough to keep him, but running it back is a pretty compelling argument. Run it back another year. Personally,
in my opinion, he should come back. One more year of development. You're getting paid. You get stronger. Mara's weakness is his strength. He doesn't have the strength. Like, he's got to get stronger. If he did another year of development to get stronger, he'll be.
Battery issues, I think. Mara could use another year. I will say this. Mara's rim action, no pause. Mara's rim action, top notch. His abilities to make shots happen, even if they were missed earlier, just get them in. I think he could. I think we could. Let's see what we can do. Throw a compelling offer at him. And hey, we just won a natty. You want to do it again? That's pretty good stuff. I have a name. So, and I do want to give some kudos. Ethan McDowell of the of On3 Wolverine has been doing some stellar work over there. And what I like about him is that he's no drama. He doesn't. He grinds. He covers this stuff, and it's not about him. It's about the team, which I really like. But Bode Sparrow, who's a top 100 athlete in the country, two-way player, is flying to Ann Arbor tomorrow. So I'll leave you to read the finer points, but I will say, given his already existing relationships, number one recruit in Utah, he already has great relationships with the coaching staff. He has a really great relationship with Jay Hill. Was interested in going to BYU before Jay Hill was on the Michigan staff or was interested in that. So great relationships with Hill and Beck and Simon. So stay tuned on Bode Sparrow. Okay. With that said, I'm not sure if TJ is planning on coming back here or if he needs to recharge, but I will say this. Don't forget that we have 2 live shows free for you every single week here at Michigan Voice of College Football, not behind a paywall, multiple hours of content for free every single week. And it's coming at you Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern with the Michigan Wolverines call-in show. You have my word, it will happen. TJ and Johnny, most likely. It does look like TJ might be able to rev it back up here. We back in business?
We're good.
All right. So I was just talking about Bode Sparrow, who's going to be flying into Ann Arbor tomorrow. He's visiting, and obviously has great relationships with the Utah staff, and in particular, Hill and Beck, and was the #1 recruit in Utah. So I think that's a really exciting one, and I think the team has a good shot. I think this coaching staff has a good chance to close this guy.
Yeah, any kid from that side of this, obviously Utah. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's one of those things where it's gonna be interesting to see what type of, with Kyle Whittingham being from the area, what type of pull they can have these Utah kids, some of these Cali kids to Michigan. That's still to be determined. The thought is it will be a pretty easy transition, but we'll find out. Another player before you go on more, John. Guess who was at the national championship game yesterday?
A lot of people. Which one in particular?
Dakota Garant.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Dakota Garant was there. I'm telling you, I think it's something to watch. There appears to be a lot of momentum right now. I mean, I don't think we're anywhere near a commitment or anything, but I think Michigan's made a major move.
I think it's fair to say this, right? I think he was pretty much out of it until Ron Bellamy.
Sure. 100%.
And now he's in play. That's what I would kind of characterize.
Yeah, and
it's not done, but it's gone from not a chance to possible.
All right, go get me Dakota Garant. Go get me Quentin Burrell, and then I'll take Bode Sparrow, and let's rock with it, dude. I'm down.
Everybody's happy about it. Michigander wishes.
Dakota's one. Dakota's big time. That's we want
big
Dakota.
Time.
Yeah,
I will say that would be a major statement because you'd be taking him from major programs like Oregon. I think he's been offered by most major programs. Yeah, Ohio State.
I mean, Dakota Garant is an Ohio State wide receiver. Like he's that type. It changes the narrative, but Michigan's already starting to change that narrative. I mean. But I guess in the sense we're still not landing the 5-star wide receiver. Our last 5-star wide receiver, I believe, was Donovan Peoples-Jones.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Or Nico Collins, was he?
No, same class, but I think Nico was I think he was a top 100 player.
Okay, then it might have been DPJ.
DPJ was like ranked 11th in the nation when he committed.
Oh, there's one more I might see. Tariq Black, what was he?
Yeah. So Nico was 138. What was Tariq Black?
Oh, he was a 247, 92. So yeah, it would be DPJ probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moose, good point. I know we've heard about Oregon and their cash offer and kind of like their big bags of cash that they throw around with the big Nike logo on it. But the fact that Garant's in play, I think he's gonna let's let him see the product. Because I think that's really going to take it to that next gear, right? Showing the product on the actual field and showing consistently, not, hey, let's play a cupcake and then absolutely shit the bed against our SEC opponent, right? Let's see it consistently. Directional Michigan University Then let's go play OU and have a balanced offense against OU instead of just pounding the rock over and over. And then you're making the case and showing the Dakota Garants of the world, here's what you can do. And you're going to be in a position consistently to succeed, as opposed to just during perceived cupcake games. And then when there's that actual tough opponent, Michigan's going to pucker up and just pound the rock 300 times. No, not anymore. That was the Sharonley fans era. This is real coaching. We're back to actual coaching at a high level. So we'll see how Garant and others take that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be fine. I think Michigan's gonna kill it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think recruiting's gonna be really good this cycle. But like the thing is, like, it's still, we're at a place with recruiting where it's still in the development stages. Like, we're not on the verge of closing like a lot of top dudes right now because Michigan's trying to make up ground right now. And to be honest, official visits is really when things are probably going to pick up.
Well,
which is next month, I believe, the start of next month. Well,
once we'll obviously be covering you and a bunch of others are going to be at the spring game, and then we'll start covering some of those names as well. It's going to be an interesting couple months here at Michigan Boys College Football. And with that said, I was saying we don't just have one show for the people every week. We've got two, even during the off season, 2 shows every week, no paywall. We'll do a member show on top of it once or twice a month, but every week got 2 shows. So Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, you and Johnny Olden Jr. get together for the call-in show.
Yeah, we have a problem though. Actually, no, we don't.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
Okay.
So it appears Michigan versus Denver. Oh, wait. 5:30 Pacific time. So that's
that would be 8:30. That would be 8:30. Watch party?
No. I will never. I don't like those.
I know you don't like watch parties. We'll see. Well,
why is everything always on?
We will have a call-in show this week. We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But like, why the hell is everything on when we're always like?
I know. I think everybody wants to watch hockey.
Pissing me off.
So maybe
we'll figure it out. Don't boo me, Michigander.
There will be a call-in show. I swear,
bro. Like, I like watching my games. And like, I like locking in, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I'll give you an example. If John decides to take call-in show this week, which it's obviously highly likely, all things considering we just found out what time the game is. Bro, like, I hate the delay, like where someone's ahead or like, I know. I hate that shit. Anyways.
What I try to do is I try to not, if it, because of the broadcast delay, I try not to spoil anything too quickly. And if people are saying I am, then I'll just shut up or I'll hit pause for a couple seconds. And I don't mind being a little bit behind so that people listen.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I'm just weird.
No, I got you. And we'll either do a watch party Thursday night or we'll do maybe a Friday night or we'll figure it out. But obviously Frozen 4, big game in hockey.
Yeah.
Playing a big time opponent.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens.
Jay Scott, it will not be the third period. It starts at 8:30, bro.
Yeah, it'd be
the first period.
Probably first period, right?
All right, I'm not mad at you.
All right, folks. Well, as always, thank you to FanDuel, thank you to Freedom Services, and everybody here. John, the diplomat. Oh, no, you don't want me as a diplomat. JG saying smash the like button. Everybody here hanging out with us, we appreciate you because you make the show. And these shows go 2 hours every single episode in the off season with hundreds of viewers on, and that's because y'all come back and y'all are watching. So thank you. and we love y'all. I know TJ is going to be seeing a lot of you in person in a couple of weeks, so that's good. That's really exciting. Yeah, GT, you're right. Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. I love you, GT. All right. As always, catch us at John Diadamo, at TJ_Ronin. And any final thoughts for us?
Yep, this one right here. Oh, shit.
Oh,
nope.
What's
on me? Michigan has 9 hockey titles, looking to catch Denver's 10. We are on a mission, boys. Denver surpassed us. We cannot allow this. We are the standard in hockey. So let's watch the boys get their 10th one.
Let's go. Frozen 4. Let's make it happen. All right, y'all. Well, as always, you'll see a bunch of names on your screen coming up here in a second, and that's because it's all of our members. All of the Connor Stallions, those who stay, and Leaders and Best. And I promise that those who've just joined in the last few days, I will do an update this week so that by next week's shows, we should have an updated one.
Did the Red Wings fucking blow it in shootout?
Did they?
Son of a bitch. Oh my God.
Yeah, against the Blue Jackets.
The Wings are such a fucking failure, bro. Like, unbelievable. We need change. We have a problem. Okay, it is what it is.
Well, hey, we have Michigan. We have Michigan athletics too.
We do.
College football, college basketball,
and the Pistons,
hockey.
And we got Pistons for my Detroit fans. I
go.
hear you, John. That's why. Listen, Michigan. We can always count on Michigan, John. Always count on Michigan.
Michigan Wolverines for the win. And thanks, Minnie, for stopping by from Coronation and Nebraska and all that good stuff. So
good to have her around again.
Always. All right, y'all. Until next time, it's always go blue, fuck Ohio, and congrats to our boys who just won the national championship.